But is having just a few friends actually that bad a thing? Stacey, I know you have.
I think
views on
it's
this.
got to be each to their own with how many friends you want. But I personally can't go through life without meeting somebody, liking them and wanting them to be my friend. So I end up having loads of friends, but I enjoy that. I love staying in touch with people. I'm still friends with people I went to school with. And a part of me feels like when you've got a really close circle of friends, so some of my friends' circles within their friendships are really close and they have to see each other like 3 or 4 times a week. They do movie night and this night and that night. And as lovely as that sounds, who's got the time? It's another commitment.
It's like
It's like a
to edit
boyfriend.
a few out. Don't you ever kind of think,
Not
oh,
unless
for
they were
goodness-
horrible.
Well, can't you just put them on the back burner?
You're so cold, Janet.
No, I just say I've got loads and loads of friends as well, and they go back through all the decades of my life. I mean, I'm not friends with anyone I went to school with. A woman came up to me in the street the other day and said she was in my class at primary school.
Oh.
And did you befriend her? Did you get her number?
Oh, that's the difference between me and you. I went, oh, really? Really? No, I didn't feel immediately the need to hook up with her.
Is that
no.
because she knows what you're really like? From me?
No. Stacey Solomon, you're turning into a bit of a JSP. No, I've got friends that I was at college with. Those I still go on holiday with.
Yeah.
And then I've got friends from, you know, all the jobs I've ever done in journalism and the media and so on. But I kind of separate them into separate circles because I think I did learn a lesson early on that you want your friends to be like your family, but like your family, they're all not going to get on with each other.
Yeah.
So it's best to keep them in groups.
Yeah, because they're often for different parts of your life, aren't they?
Exactly.
Because, like, I mean, I've got a best friend, and we've been best friends since we were both about 6, and we're still best friends now, and that's wonderful. But otherwise, I've got friends who are very, very good friends when I was a very active mum, school mum type friends, and they were brilliant and wonderful and very supportive. But they are more on the back burner now because you lose those common themes, I suppose, in your life.
It sort of boils down as well to the definition of what a good friend is, I suppose, because as you say, Stacey, if you've got this huge selection of friends, it's difficult to give the time to be the good friend.
Yeah, 'cause you
there's
have to
so many
invest.
people,
I think
so
it's
you have to
easier
invest.
when you've got more friends because I think that you can be casual with everybody and say hello and text and email. But when it comes down to it and someone really needs you, you're always there. I think, that is the important thing about having loads or not a lot of friends is that you are a good friend.
I think that the best friends tell you when you're becoming a bit of a nightmare.
Have you had that a few times, Janet? Janet, please tell me someone's
Don't
told
you get infected with whatever's happened to Stacey here.
What do they say, Janet?
I know. When I was in my 40s, I was... I don't want to call it the menopause. I was just going through a really mad, very, very unpleasant few months where I moaned even more than I moan now.
No.
I mega moaned about everything. And I was staying with a friend on holiday in France, and he had a load of dogs. And every time I got in the swimming pool, the dogs got in the swimming pool with me, and I just went tonto over these dogs. Anyway, when I got back to England, he wrote me a letter and said, Janet, you have become a complete bloody misery. Take a look at yourself. And he told me all the things I'd done, moaning on holiday. It was all set out in a letter. I read it. And it actually struck home, and I did change.
It's interesting that.
That's a very good friend.
Yeah, and he's still a really close friend
Because he was
today.
taking a risk when he wrote that letter that, you might be offended and he might be struck off the Janet Street Porter list.
Forever.
Yeah,
But,
this friend,
yeah.
I'm not saying who it is, but he's actually as difficult as me. He's a very
I find it
well-known
interesting,
person who's got just as bad a temper as me. But
Janet, they felt the need to write a letter as opposed to sit down face to face. Is that because
You're scared?
he's scared
he
of
wasn't
the
frightened
outcome?
me. He can take as good as he gets. But actually, recently, I had a friend and she was becoming a bit of a moaner because I think we've all got this in us. We get illnesses build up or our partners drive us mad, and then you get a kind of cluster of things to moan about. And then when your friends call you up, all you do is moan. So I actually wrote to my friend and said it was a little bit too much moaning for me. She's really, really upset.
Oh,
But she's got over it.
and did that fix the issue?
Yeah.
She
Well,
just
it did
stopped
from
moaning
my
to you.
point of
And
view.
yeah, from your point of view. But I think as well, I have two very good friends who I know will be watching the show right now, Elaine and Kate, and they are very busy girls. One's a doctor, one's a teacher, they've got children and everything else, but they will always have the time. I know I will come off this show and I will have a text from them to say, oh, we liked your top, or, you know, we liked what you talked about, and they're so brilliant. And I know I'm not as good. I know I'm not as good because then I've the best intentions inside my
That's
head.
friend guilt, that
Yes,
is, isn't
it
it?
is. And I have all the best intentions, but then all of a sudden I'm on to the next thing, and it's not until later on that I think, oh, I didn't send that text back, and I'm useless, but they know I am, and thank God they do. But they're still
love
brilliant,
you.
Yeah.
and they still love me for being useless.
that's important
But I love
too,
them.
isn't it?
Elaine and Kate, who are listening.